Hey, what's up everyone? This is Music Tech Help Guy, and in this video, I'm going to show you what I believe to be the new fastest way to build chord progressions now that we have Logic Pro 11. With the Logic Pro 11 update, we got the new Chord Track, or I should really say the old Chord Track, 'cause I'm pretty sure the Chord Track was there in some earlier versions, maybe version 8 or 9, and they took it out for some reason, although it didn't quite do everything that it does here. And, there are still some things I'd like to see the Chord Track do that it doesn't do yet. But despite all of that, I think it's an incredibly helpful tool for building chord progressions and putting together song starters. And by song starter, I mean being able to build out the harmonic framework of a song. So building the chord progression for your verse, your pre-choruses, your chorus, your bridge, your outro, your intro. And, without trying to think too much about what instruments am I going to use, what beat am I going to use, you just sort of map out the structure of the song. And this is something I do all the time. I don't necessarily, build out the whole song, but I'll build it out like section by section using this exact same method. The other thing this does is because you're fleshing out your chord progression first, you can take that chord progression and you can derive the bass from it. You can derive other instrumental ideas from it. You can derive a groove and rhythm by, changing the rhythm of the chords. So song starters are a big deal for me. And I think it's one of the easiest ways to start writing music, especially if you're brand new to songwriting or you know very little about music theory. I'm also going to use this video as sort of like a test to see how well this format does. This is going to be a very minimally edited video. A lot of my other tutorial videos, sometimes they'll take like 6 hours to edit one video. Use this video as sort of like, I guess, to put some feelers out there and see how you guys like this format. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. Just trying some things out here to try to expand and grow the channel. Okay, so let's get right into this. I've got a new Logic project pulled up here. For this, we're just going to use a standard software instrument. I'm going to load up probably my favorite contact instrument, and that is ignition keys. So there's ignition keys. It doesn't matter what instrument you choose. It can be a stock Logic instrument. It could be a library preset. That's not really what's important here. We're just deriving a chord progression from the chord track to use as a song starter. So the next thing you need to do is you need to decide, okay, am I working in major or minor? Even if you're not sure exactly what note you're going to use, what root or what tonic note you're going to use, it's totally fine. You just have to know whether you're going to compose something that has more of a minor feel or more of a major feel. I like to work in A minor, and I have a master's degree in music, and I still like working in A minor because it's quicker on my fingers. It's like the first minor key you learn when you're, learning to play piano. So I really do like working in A minor and then just transposing to other keys based on the singer's vocal range or what register I want, the singer to sing the song in. But that's, thinking way too far ahead. Here we're just talking about the basics and getting the song structure out there. So I'm going to work in A minor. It's important to choose the key here in advance. And then what you can do is click the global tracks here and then view your chord track. Remember, you can press G to hide and show the global tracks. And if you don't see the chord track, just right click or control click in here and make sure that the chord track is shown. I also like to start my songs on bar 2. I'm a weirdo, I guess. It's just the way I like to do it. I do it really because sometimes there's material that's slightly ahead of the bar, or maybe there's a pickup note or something. I'm just leaving myself that little bit of buffer for later, just in case I need it. So let's start by creating a intro section. And so I'm going to hide the tempo. I'm going to hide the arrangement markers. I'm going to hide the signature as well. I'm going to use 4/4. I'm going to use maybe a slower tempo. Let's put this down at like 90. And then in my markers, I'll start entering my song sections here. So I'll say intro. And for my intro chord progression, I'm essentially going to use the same chord progression as the verse. But, again, musical arrangement wise, it may be very different. Chord progression wise, it can be the same. So you click the plus button here to create a new chord. And the wonderful thing about the chord track is that you can press tab and it'll tab over to the next chord after you enter a chord. The other thing is you don't have to even mess with any of this stuff in you know, the chord panel if you don't want to. I just like to type in the chords up here and then hit tab to move on to the next one. So we're in A minor. Let's try A minor 7 tab, and then let's go down to F major 7, and then let's go down to D minor 7, and then let's go to E minor 7. I am looking at a keyboard over here, just for, you know, for the visual, but if you want to do that, you can also just pull up a keyboard here. That's just a reference visual. Okay, so I've got A minor, F major, A minor 7, F major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7. Let's go ahead and trim that up. It's just a simple 4-bar progression. And let's maybe add in some additional chords, maybe like every other bar, or maybe the first and third bar, I'll add an extra like whole note chord here. Or maybe I'll add like a, you know, like a half note chord or something. So if you think of like A minor and then F major, it's like going from 1 to down to 6. The 5 chord of the 6 chord, so 5 of F major is C. So I think what I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to put a C chord. And in A minor, your 7th chord for C would be C major. So let's do that. And then we've got F major going down to D. So maybe let's go G and then down to D. Let's try that. In fact, we can put like a whole note here this time, or a half note rather. So we'll go G down to D minor 7, and then up to E minor 7, and then let's do another G right here. Okay, so I've got the chords just kind of typed out in the chord track. This is where the magic happens. All you got to do is grab these and pull it straight down into your MIDI track, your software instrument track, and it'll automatically paste those chords down. So let's give this a listen. Remember, you can hit Command U to set the cycle range around your regions. Let's try something. D minor 7 is D, F, A, C. Let's take this and let's put the A in the bass. So it almost gives us a false sense of when we go F, G, A, but the chord's really D minor, but we're just, there's an A in the bass. So we're kind of like, you know, it kind of gives that feeling of A, but it's not A. So let's double click on this, double click again to open up the chord panel. Let's make this D minor 7 over A. And then we'll pull this down. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah. Now the other thing is you want to, let me pull the delay down on that. Okay, so that delay is not so distracting now. The next thing I like to do is I like to derive the bass line from the chords, but because this is just like a temp track that's not actually going to be an instrument in the final product, I'm fine with like putting the bass down here. In fact, it already kind of does. I like to put the bass a little lower though. So let's drop all of these down an octave. Shift Command down will do that. And then what I also like to do is I like to smooth out the voice leading of these chords, because these are, in fact, this one right here, I think this has got one too many notes. D. Okay, yeah, this has got 2 Ds. I don't need that. And what I like to do is just grab some of the notes from the top or grab some of the notes from the bottom. Maybe just like that. And then you hit Shift Option down to transpose them down an octave. Now, sometimes you'll get little half-step dissonances like this, which generally speaking don't sound great. So I'm going to put that back up. But these other ones, these, you know, major seconds should be okay. Yeah, let's put the A up in the top in that D minor chord. Yeah, there we go. Let's see, this is E. So 5 of E would be B. So let's put like a B, just sort of bass passing tone in there. You know what? Let's take this a step further. And right here, let's just add the B chord, and it'll kind of be the same structure as over here. So once again, I'll just hit the plus button. So A minor, that'll be B. So 5 of E. Oh, that's going to be the diminished triad, B, D, F. We could try diminished, but what I'll often do is I'll substitute the 2 chord for either a flat 2 or a minor 2. So let's try both. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of diminished triads for pop music. So let's try, instead of B diminished, let's try B minor. Yeah, let's just do straight up B minor, no 7. Let's see what that sounds like. That could work. So we're going to E. Maybe I can do just like an A minor 7, you know, D minor 7 over A, resolve the D down to A, then jump to E. So yeah, let's try that. Let's just try an A minor 7 again. Drop this down, double click, drop these notes down an octave, bring that one up, bring that one up. I don't know why I brought them down in the first place. Grab the bass notes, drop them an octave. Okay, that's a good start. Now, let's say that's our intro. Bar 6, we'll say this is verse 1. We can hold Option, copy and paste that same progression over. Rather than dropping this down, I'm just going to pull the progression over. But let's continue with a similar progression for the second half of the first verse. So we're going to go back to A minor 7. So I think everything from here out is going to be different. E minor 7. Then we're going to do A minor 7. And then right here, we'll do G. There we go. And then I'll just trim this up, pull that down. Let's join these together. Press J. Open it up. We're going to give it the same treatment as before. Let's drop some of these notes down an octave just to smooth out the voice leading. Drop the bass down an octave. There we go. So here is verse 1, the full chord progression. Okay. I feel like another chord needs to go here. I think maybe we can just do it as like an inversion. So this is E minor 7. Maybe we can do a G here. It'll be like first inversion, E minor 7. I can grab my eraser tool, or not my eraser tool, my scissors tool, and cut that right there. Yeah, I think that works out okay. Let's maybe change the voicing just a little bit. Okay, that's fine. I'll add the chord in here just for reference. So E minor 7 over G. There we go. And then let's move on to our pre-chorus section where, like I said, I really like to pivot to another chord. I like to pivot to 3, or I'll pivot to 6 if I'm in a minor key. Typically, if you're in like a major key, you would pivot to the 6th chord as well because you're moving from major to a minor sound. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So for our pre-chorus, let's create a marker, pre-chorus, and then we're going to start here on F major 7. G, I know this is like the most stereotypical like electronic music, pop music progression ever. E minor 7, that's the 5 chord. And then we'll go, yeah, A minor 7. And then what we'll do is we'll bump back down, walk it back down, A, G, back down to the F to repeat it. So right here, I'll create a G chord. And then this will take us back to F major 7. And we can repeat the progression again. G, let's do E minor 7. And then, you know, I want to throw a C in here somewhere. F major, or down to C. Yeah, maybe let's do C here. C major 7. So from F up to C, down to E, up to A, right? Yeah. Pull that down. Give it the same treatment as before. You don't necessarily have to do this every time. It sounds more pleasing to my ear to have the smoother voice leading. Let's drop that down. Let's pull that up. That was kind of like a weird combo there. Drop the bass down an octave. And let's see what our pre-chorus sounds like. And just so you guys don't get bored, let's let's throw a beat or something in here. You've been listening to this for 20 minutes already with no beat. You know, if I'm going to transition back to the 1 chord, back to A minor at the end, well, not the end of the pre-chorus, the beginning of the chorus, then I should probably not end the chord progression on A minor. So maybe let's do E minor, then we'll do G. I just wonder if we can do something with G, because G is such a, like, the 7th chord that's diatonic here is G7, G dominant 7th. Now, if you're dropping down new chords, like just 1 chord at a time, as opposed to bringing a whole progression down, because I can see how that gets annoying. Like you play around with the voice leading, and then you drop a new progression down, then you got to do it all over again. You can do that. It's totally easy to do. You just trim up the chord that you don't want, or use the marquee tool to maybe cut it out of the middle somewhere. Select the progression, right click or control click, and you can ungroup the chords, and I can just drop the G7 down by itself now. And then I can join it back into the rest of the region, open it up, make sure the voice leading looks good. It does. And then give that a listen. Let's do the whole pre-chorus just to give it a listen. And then we'll move on to the chorus. I kind of like that, but yeah, if I drop that down an octave, that's the 7th, then I'd have to drop the root down. It's fine, yeah. Now, yeah, I'm gonna go back to what it was before. It was like that little major 7th up there. That's nice. Last section, let's do a chorus. I'm not going to do a bridge. I'm not going to do like an outro. I'm going to do like a basic verse, pre-chorus, chorus for you. Now, it's not uncommon for the chorus to be the same as the verse, especially in electronic music. It's not uncommon for the pre-chorus to kind of be treated like the chorus, and then the chorus is like an instrumental or a vocal effect or something. So that's not uncommon, but let's go ahead and start from scratch. We are going to go with a 1 chord. And maybe what we can do is give this a little bit of a different rhythm instead of just 1 chord per bar. Maybe we could do like bum, 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 bum on the start on the offbeat. Let's go A, and I'm going to put it right on the downbeats for now, on the beats, just because it's easier to enter them in this way. In fact, it won't let you enter in chords that are like off of the beat, which is kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. So let's do like E minor 7, and then we'll do F major 7, and then we'll do, oh, I see, it's jumping, it's tabbing over. Okay, all right, that's weird. Let's do that. Let's do that, and then from A, we'll go to G, and I have no clue what that's going to sound like. Let's give it a listen. Boom, boom, boom. That's where I need to go. What notes are those? Let's pull out the keyboard again. Oh, it's the B chord. It's the 2. And then down to E minor 7, which is the 5 chord. So let's grab E minor 7 here, add a G here. It's going to take us back up to A minor, and let's figure out what the heck to do with this B chord. You know what? I might just make it a B diminished chord. Just leave it that way, just a triad. Drop that down, open this up, do all the same stuff I did before. Let's drop some of these octaves, drop the bass line down. Yeah, there we go. Sick. Okay. Duplicate the progression, duplicate the region, bring out the loop. And what I really want to do now is I want to kind of vary the rhythm even a bit more. I should have done that before I dragged the chord progression down, but that's okay. I'm going to take these. So we're going to do that. We are going to do that. We're going to pull this guy back, pull this guy back. We're going to take this one and pull them forward. Cool. There we go. So now I've got a completely like fleshed out song starter that I can save. Again, I haven't gotten into the sound design. I haven't chosen any instruments. I haven't, loaded in any samples. I haven't even really decided on like what genre it's going to be, or, what the tempo is going to be. But at least I have a song starter here that I can use as sort of like a skeleton to wrap the rest of my song around. So let's give this one more listen all the way through before I go. Pre-chorus. Chorus. Back to 1 on starting on the tonic, and then our new rhythm. Look at that. After all me ranting about not liking using diminished triads in pop music, it actually turned out pretty good here. So there you go. That is in my opinion, the new easiest way to build chord progressions and create song starters using Logic Pro 11. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. As always, thank you so much for the support, and thanks for watching.